Here we have the current stock market update for SoFi Technologies Incorporated, stock ticker SOFI. Before we begin with today's chart analysis, if you find these educational materials to be helpful in your trading, please remember to click the like and subscribe buttons and leave your thoughts below in the comments section so that other traders will be able to find this information more easily on the platform. So as we can see here, share prices are sort of moving higher into the close of the Friday trading session. So overall, this was a positive close on the week. We did see a bit of a bounce here out of this 760 support zone that we've been watching, and this is important because what we're currently seeing here is a share price movement and daily and weekly close above the entire exponential moving average cluster. So, in addition to that, we're also looking at a break of this prior resistance level, which came in right around 790. So we did manage to break through there as well as um, the psychological level before the end of the week. We didn't actually close above there. We did close at $7.95, but overall, this share price movement has managed to close above the exponential moving average cluster itself, the entire exponential moving average cluster, as well as this prior price high from the September 25 trading session. So overall, these are good signals here, and I do think that we should take a bit of a closer look into the shorter term timeframes here, just because I do think that this near term sort of trend wave here, this smaller trend wave, is kind of important here as far as kind of assessing what is likely to happen next here. So quickly, let's just look at the 30-minute price chart. And here we can see that, we can see that sort of sideways trading range that was developing here. And what we can see is that after share prices did manage to break through that 790 resistance level that we were watching, we did see that break above the $8 mark and then a retest from the top side. So this is significant here because currently what we're seeing, is a bit of a bounce from that 790 support zone again. So just remember, it's after you see an area of resistance, once it breaks to the top side. So here we have the area of resistance. Here we have the upside break. And then once it's tested again from the top, you would expect this area to start to work as resistance again going forward. That's often because possible short selling positions down here would have to close their positions on this share price break, or maybe they were stopped out of their positions. A sell position that's stopped out becomes a long position. So these are the reasons why you would expect to see share prices then bounce and start to work as support, where before that area would have worked as a resistance zone. So currently we are seeing that occur here. I mean, we are trading above the exponential moving averages. We're bouncing off of this prior resistance zone. So we didn't necessarily close above the highs, and we didn't necessarily close above that $8 psychological level. But I don't really like to look at those psychological levels unless they have clear technical chart significance, unless there are clear chart signals in that area, which suggest that those levels should be important. And I don't really see that here for the $8 mark necessarily. I think that the real level is more coming in at $7.90. So at the moment, from a short term perspective, I think that this is the important level to watch to the top side. I think that if you did break below 790, I think that you're then probably going to break below the exponential moving average cluster, and you would need to rely on support coming in at 770 in order to keep this more important support zone at 760 intact. So really what you'd be watching here, in my view, from the bullish perspective, would be this 790 zone. And then the real question from there is whether or not we can break above that 810 level and then retest these prior highs at 852. So we'll just close out the video with a bit of a longer term viewpoint here. We'll move out to the daily price chart. And as we can see here, we do need to start to look for upward levels of resistance here going forward, because it is very clear at this stage that we are developing support at higher and higher levels. So initially it was this $6 area, then 670, then 760, and now kind of a 790 type of area. So it does look like support is moving higher and higher. And if this does continue to be the case, we would also have to expect higher highs to develop as well. So, the next major area that I'm watching to the top side is this February 28 high, which comes in at 918. I think that this is kind of the first area to watch. And then if this area breaks, I do think that you could be looking at a very clear, at the minimum, a retest of that $10 level. There could be some options selling in that area because it is a big round number. It's about as big a round number as you're going to find. But it's going to take some serious defense of that area in order to keep that resistance zone intact and prevent a retest of this 1049 resistance zone that was posted during the end of 2023. So here, these are really the levels to watch to the top side, and I would be looking at this $7.90 support zone because that is probably what's going to keep this more major support area at $7.60 cents from being broken to the downside. If we did ultimately, we do have to look at the bearish perspective here just to kind of finalize the video here. We would probably see an acceleration in downside trend momentum if we did see a break below roughly $7.35. This is also an area that we have seen previously, but the reason that I would point to this area is because if we're looking at the daily time frame here, these are very important moving averages on the daily time frame. You can absolutely make the argument that those are the most important moving averages. And what we can see here is that the 100-day exponential moving average rests right in that area. So we can see that forming here. So this is why these these areas at 790 and 760 are so important, is because this is really what's sort of protecting this exponential moving average cluster from being broken to the downside. So if you did see a break of this 735 area, I suppose we can write this in on the chart here, just to get a broad view here. I mean, if we did start to see, 735 tested or broken, I would then expect to see some acceleration to the downside. And at the very minimum, you'd be looking at a retest of the 670 area, which was the prior price low from September 10. So, there are a couple of alternative viewpoints here, but overall, we do have to, keep in mind that the trend momentum here does remain focused in the positive direction. And then in addition to that, it does seem fairly clear at this stage that we are starting to develop support zones at higher and higher levels. So as long as that continues, we should at least be able to threaten that resistance zone at $8.52. And then from there really isn't much resistance to be found until we encounter that prior resistance level just above $9 per share. So here's the weekly update for SoFi Technologies Incorporated, stock ticker SOFI. Our high value trading strategies membership is currently available for a limited time for only $9.99 per month. These high conviction investment strategies are characterized by superior risk to reward metrics that target massive market beating returns over time. Join now to outperform the market. Lock in this special introductory rate of just $9.99 per month for the entire lifetime of your membership and start trading stocks with the pros.